By the end of this video, you will have a complete reversal system that pairs Bollinger Bands with the relative strength index on 3 charts with exact settings and exact entries. And you will understand the one thing that separates a real reversal from a trap. Because price touching the outer band is not a signal, it is a question. And the relative strength index is what answers it. Start with the 5-minute chart. Here is your problem. Price stretches down and stabs through the lower band, and every instinct screams that it is oversold and due to bounce. Sometimes it snaps right back and you win. Just as often it keeps sliding, hugging that band all the way down, and stops you out. The band alone cannot tell those two apart because a band tag in a quiet range and a band tag in a hard trend look identical in the moment. You need a second tool to tell you whether the buyers are actually stepping in, and that is the entire job of the strength index here. So set the bands up first. Length 20, and here is the input almost nobody touches, the basis moving average type. Leave it on the simple average for now, because on a 5-minute chart, you want the middle band steady, not chasing price. Source on the closing price, offset at 0. Now the deviation, which is the number that actually matters, push it from the standard 2 up to 2.5. That widens the bands so price only tags them on a genuine stretch, not on every ordinary wobble, which cuts the constant false touches that make the standard setting so noisy down here. Then the strength index, length 9, so it actually travels to its extremes on this fast time frame. Source on the closing price and set its smoothing to an exponential average of length 5, so it turns cleanly. Now the rule, and both halves are required. Price must close back inside the lower band after tagging it, not merely touch it, close back inside it. And at that same moment, the strength index must be turning up from beneath 30. The band tag says price is stretched. The strength index turning up from oversold says buyers are actually answering. Only when both happen together do you have a reversal instead of a falling knife. Enter on that close back inside the band, stop just beneath the low of the stab, and target the middle band, the basis line, as your first objective. Because in a range that is where price naturally gravitates back to, the trade-off is that widening the deviation to 2.5 means fewer signals. That is, the price of quality. You are deliberately trading less often to trade the tags that actually mean something. It is worth being clear about what these bands actually measure, because it is the key to not misreading them. The bands are not fixed rails that price bounces between. They are a live measurement of volatility. They expand when price is moving violently and contract when it goes quiet. That is why a band tag means something completely different depending on the market. In a calm range, the bands are narrow, and a tag genuinely marks an extreme. But in a fast trend, the bands balloon wide open, and price can ride the outer one indefinitely, without being overextended at all. So a band tag is never, on its own, an instruction to reverse. It is only ever a statement that price has reached the current edge of normal, and whether that edge holds depends entirely on whether momentum has anything left. That is the exact gap the strength index fills, and it is why these two tools belong together rather than apart. So that is the fast chart, where the setup is a snap back inside a range. Now watch how the same two tools change job when the time frame stretches out. The 15-minute chart. The problem shifts here. On the 15-minute, you get fewer clean ranges and more genuine trends. And in a trend, the naive version of this setup is a disaster. Price rides the upper band higher for hours, and every band tag you fade against is a losing short. So, on this time frame, you stop fading the bands blindly and start using the strength index to decide whether you are even in a market where fading is allowed. Set the bands to length 20, basis on the simple average, source on the close, offset 0, and bring the deviation back to the standard 2, because at this time frame you want the bands to breathe normally rather than sit unusually wide. Then set the strength index to length 14, with a simple smoothing of length 8. Here is the read. First, check the strength index against the 50 line, not the 30 and 70 extremes, the middle. When the strength index is oscillating around 50 and refusing to hold above 60 or below 40, the market is ranging, and in a range, you fade the bands exactly like the 5-minute setup. Tag of the lower band plus strength index turning up equals long back to the middle. But when the strength index is consistently holding above 50 and pushing into 70, that is a real uptrend, and you flip the entire strategy. You stop shorting the upper band, and instead you buy pullbacks to the middle band, the basis line, because in a trend that middle band is support, not a magnet. The strength index is not confirming the entry here so much as telling you which of two completely different playbooks you are allowed to run. Enter the range fade on the close back inside the band with the strength index turning, or enter the trend pullback on a bounce off the basis line with the strength index holding above 50. Stop beyond the band you entered against. The cost is that this demands you correctly read range versus trend first every time. But that read is exactly what saves you from the single most expensive mistake traders make with bands, which is fading a trend to death. Now the last chart, where the bands reveal something they only show when you are patient enough to wait for it, the 1 hour chart. Up here you are holding for hours, and the most powerful signal these bands give you is not a tag at all. It is the squeeze that comes before the move. When the bands pinch in tight, volatility has collapsed, the market is coiling, and a large move is loading. Your job on the hourly is to catch the release. Set the bands to length 20, but now change the basis moving average type to the exponential average. This is the setting nobody adjusts, and on the hourly it makes the middle band hug recent price more closely, so when price breaks it after a squeeze, the break is cleaner and earlier. Source on the close, offset 0, deviation at 2. Set the strength index to length 14 and switch on its divergence calculation, because divergence into a squeeze is the tell. Here is the setup. Wait for the bands to contract to an obvious pinch. Now watch the strength index. If price grinds to a slightly higher high into that squeeze, but the strength index makes a lower high, momentum is quietly draining even as price holds up, and the release is far more likely to break downward. If the reverse, lower low in price, higher low in the strength index, the release favors the upside. Enter on the candle that closes decisively outside the squeezed bands in the direction the divergence predicted, stop back inside the range on the opposite side, and target a measured move, roughly the height of the squeeze projected out. The trade-off is patience. Squeezes resolve on their own schedule, not yours, and the discipline to wait for both the pinch and the divergence to line up is the whole edge. Here is the thread through all three charts. On every one, the band told you where price was stretched or coiled, and the strength index told you whether to believe the move was turning. The band is the location. The strength index is the permission. Beginners trade the band alone and get run over, because a band tag with momentum still driving through it is not a reversal. It is a continuation wearing a costume. Wait for the second tool to agree, and you stop catching knives and start catching turns. None of these numbers are prophecy. They are a structure for deciding in advance what you will and will not act on. Test every rule here on your own charts before you risk anything on it. The free guide is in the description below. It covers every setting and strategy in this video in full detail. Next, the trend strategy that pairs super trend with the exponential moving average, and how to stop getting whipsawed out of good trends.